Hello everyone, I am Amit Maru and today this video will be very much interesting because we are going to implement load balancer on AWS. In our last video we have discussed about what is load balancing and what is need of load balancing, and we have also discussed about different types of load balancer. Now we are going to implement a load balancer on AWS. So stay tuned to the end of video. Let me get started with outline of our today's video. In our today's video, first I will be talking about Elastic Load Balancer. Then we will have a different steps to set up load balancer on AWS. And at last we will have verification about load balancer, whether load balancer is working or not. So let's discuss first of all what is load balancer is. Elastic load balancing automatically distributes incoming traffic across multiple targets such as EC2 instances, IP addresses and containers in one or more availability zones. For example, we have a different 3 instances, instance 1, instance 2 and instance 3. These all are in different availability zones. Now whenever the traffic is high, at that time Elastic Load Balancer will equally distribute traffic among all the instances, and this is the basic use of Elastic Load Balancer. Another thing is it ensures the high availability and fault tolerance. It means that whenever any server goes down, at that time Elastic Load Balancer will divert all the traffic from that server to the remaining all the servers. For example, this server goes down, at that time Elastic Load Balancer will transfer all the traffic from this server to both this server, and this is also the basic purpose of Elastic Load Balancer. Now different types of load balancer in AWS. First one, that is application load balancer. Second one is network load balancer, and third one is classic load balancer. In our today's video we will have a demo on application load balancer. So to implement the load balancer, that is application load balancer, we have a certain steps. So let us discuss all the steps to set up load balancer. So step number 1, create more than one servers, or we can say instances. So the initial step is we have to create multiple instances in different availability zone. Step number 2, install web server IIS on all the servers. For example, we have created 3 instances, then we have to install web server IIS on all the instances, because we want to verify whether load balancer is available or not, or whether load balancer is working or not. And for that we can host our website or application on all the servers, and for that one web server is required. So either we can use XAMPP server or we can use web server IIS. So in today's video I will install web server IIS on all the servers. Step number 3, that is create target group. Step number 4, create load balancer, and inside the create load balancer we have a certain steps, that is configure load balancer. Second one is configure security setting, configure security groups, then configure routing, then step number 5, that is register targets, and last, that is review. So these all are the certain steps that we need to follow to set up our load balancer. So let's have now demo on Elastic Load Balancing, and we will going to implement application load balancer on AWS. So let us quickly move on AWS console. So this is AWS management console. You have to log in with your ID and password. Then after you have to select any region. For example, I have already selected Asia specific Mumbai region. You can select any other region also. Then you have to click on services. Inside the services you can see different domains available. Inside the compute domain we have one option, that is EC2. You have to just click on that. Then you can get EC2 dashboard. Here you can get idea about how many instances are running, how many Elastic IPs are there, how many key pairs available, security groups, load balancer, etc. You have to just scroll down, and here you can get different 2 options, that is load balancer and target groups. By using both we can create load balancer. Before that, let's create different two servers or different two instances on different availability zone, and for that you have to just click on instances, then you have to click on launch instances, then you have to follow certain steps to create a server on AWS. The step number 1, that is choose an Amazon machine image. So if you want to create, for example, a Linux server, then you have to select any Linux server which is free tier eligible. And if you want to create, for example, Microsoft Windows server, then you have to select any Microsoft Windows server which is free tier eligible. So for example, I want to create Microsoft Windows Server 2019 which is free tier eligible, so that you can select it. Now step number 2, choose instance type. In that we have only one option, that is a T2.micro which is free tier eligible. You have to just select it and click on next. Or step number 3, that is the configure instance. Among this all the option you can change as per your need. I am just going to change only one option, that is subnet. I want to create this instance or instance number 1 on availability zone South 1A. So you have to select it and then click on next, that is add storage. Here by default 30 GB space is available. You have to just click on next, that is our add tags. Here you can add different tags. I don't want to add any tags. You have to just click on next, that is configure security group. You can create new security group or you can use existing one also. For example, I am creating new security group and the name of the security group is Launch Wizard 1, and I'm going to add different rules. For example, I want to add HTTPS and HTTP. For example, I am selecting first HTTP, which is the port range 80, and you have to select anywhere here. Here also you have to select anywhere. Add another rule, for example HTTPS, port range is 443 and source, that is anywhere. Then click on review and launch. Here you can verify all the details what we have already selected. After verification you have to click on launch. Once you click on launch, at that time you have to select existing key pair if it is available. If it is not available, then you can create new key pair also. You just create a new key pair. For example, new key pair is instance 1A and then download key pair. You have to save this key pair anywhere. Then you have to click on launch instances. Now here you can read your instances are now launching. You have to just scroll down and click on view instances. Now here you can see that this is our instance. The instance state is running. Instance type is T2micro. Instance status is initializing. It means that we have to wait until it is a 2x2 checks. So here you can see one instance has been created and the status of our instance is running. You can see the instance type is T2.micro. Status check is still initializing. It means that we have to wait until status check is 2x2 checks. Once the status check is 2x2 checks, it means that our instance is ready. Then after we can use our instance. Let us create another instance. Just click on launch instances. Again follow all the steps. Choose Amazon machine image. For example, I am choosing Microsoft Windows Server 2019. We just select it. Now step number 2, choose instance type. We have only one option here, that is T2.micro. You have to select it and click on next. Here I want to create this instance on availability zone, that is South 1B. Our first instance has been created on South 1A and second instance will be on south 1B, and then click on next, that is add storage. So by default 30 GB available, I'm not going to change it. You have to just click on next. Next step, that is our add tags. I don't want to add any tag. You have to just click on next, that is configure security group. Here you can create new security group or you can use existing one also. For example, I'm creating new security group and I'm selecting, for example, I'm adding rule, that is HTTP, and then source is anywhere. Here also I'm going to change source, that is anywhere. I'm adding another rule, for example HTTPS, port range is 443 and the source is anywhere. Then click on next, that is review and launch. You just verify all the details and then click on launch. Now here you can use existing key pair or you can create new key pair also. So I'm having one existing key pair, that is instance 1A. So I'm just selecting it and then you have to click on launch instances. Now here you can see that your instances are now launching. You have to just scroll down and click on view instances. So now here you can see that our first instance is ready because status check is 2x2 checks, and our second instance is still initializing. It means that we have to wait until the status check is 2x2 checks. You can refresh it and you have to wait until the status is 2x2 checks. Once it is a 2x2 checks, then we can connect both the server. So let us give name of both the server. For example, the name of first server is server 1, and name of our second instance is, for example, server 2. Now again refresh it and verify status check of both the instance. Now the status check of both the instance is 2x2 checks. It means that both the servers are now ready. You can connect one by one. For example, select server 1, then click on connect, then click on RDP client, then download remote desktop file. Just scroll down and here you have to just click on get password. Here you can see the key pair information is available. The name of the key pair is instance 1A. You have to just browse this key pair. Instance 1A, you have to select it and then click on decrypt password. This is password that you have to copy. Then you have to click on remote desktop file, then connect, then paste password and click on OK. Then again click on yes. So this is our server, that is the Windows 2019 server. Now next step is we have to install IIS web server, and for that you have to search server manager. You have to just click on that. Then click on add roles and features. Then you have to click on next. Then role based or feature based installation, and click on next. Again click on next, select server, then click on add features, then click on next, again next, again click on next, again next, then click on install. So now we have to wait until our installation process is completed. So here you can see that installation process of our IIS web server is completed successfully. You have to just close it. Now you have to open C drive. You just click on C drive. Inside this C drive there will be one folder, that is inetpub folder. You have to just open it. Inside this folder another root folder is available. You have to just open it. First of all, select both the files and remove it. Then you have to create another text document. For that you have to click right button of mouse and then you have to click on text document. So on this text document you have to write, for example, server 1 and availability zone. Then you have to save this file with .html extension. So you have to just click on file, then click on save as, then select all files and you have to just give name, for example index.html, then you have to save, then close it, delete this text document. So now this index.html file is available on our Windows Server 2019. Now just minimize it. Now you have to follow all the steps for server number 2. You have to just select it, then click on connect, then click on RDP client, then download remote desktop file, then click on get password, then browse key pair, that is instance 1A, select this key pair, that is instance 1A, and then click on decrypt password. You have to just copy this password, then open our remote desktop file, click on connect, paste your password, then click on yes, so this is our server number 2, that is Windows 2019 server. This is our server number 2. Again we have to install web server IIS on server number 2. So let us follow all the steps again to install our web server IIS on server number 2. So now search the server manager first. Then click on server manager. Then click on add roles and features. then click on next, then select role based or feature based installation, then click on next, then click on next, then select web server IIS, then click on add features, click on next, again click on next, again click on next, next, and then click on install. So again we have to wait until our installation process of our web server IIS is running. Now here you can see the installation successfully completed. Then you have to just close, open C drive, inside the C drive there will be one folder that is inetpub. You have to just open it, then open a root folder. You just remove both this file and create index.html file. And here you have to write server 2. This is our server 2, which is available in availability zone 1B. You have to save this file, click on all files, then give name index.html and then save. Then remove this file, just delete it. Now minimize it. Now here you can see that we have created the first two server 1 on availability zone south 1A and server 2 on availability zone south 1B, and on both the server we have installed a web server IIS. Now our next step is you have to just scroll down and you have two options here, that is load balancer and second one is target group. You have to just click on target group. Now our next step is we are going to set up our load balancer on our server 1 and server 2, and for that you have to just click on target group. We are going to first create target group. You have to just click on create target group. Now here you can choose target type. We have a three option here. One is instances, second one is IP address, and third one is lambda function. Here we want to create load balancer on instance, or we can say on server, so that we have to choose our first option, that is instances. Second one is target group name. You can give any name. For example, I am giving here target group 1A. Or next one is protocol, that is HTTP by default given. I'm not going to change it. Default VPC is also available, and protocol version is HTTP 1 given. Now next one, that is health check. Inside the health check protocol we have only two options. One is HTTP and second one is HTTPS. As we already discussed in our previous video, if you want to create application load balancer, then application load balancer is working on our application layer, and it has only two protocol. One is HTTP and second one is HTTPS. So we have only two options here. One is HTTP and second one is HTTPS. Now you can click here on advanced health check setting. Here we have a number of options, that is a healthy threshold, unhealthy threshold, timeout, interval, etc. Now first one is healthy threshold. It indicates the number of consecutive health check successes required before considering an unhealthy target healthy. and the value will be in between 2 to 10 and the default value is 5. Another one is unhealthy threshold. It indicates the number of consecutive health checks failures required before considering a target unhealthy, and the default value is 2. Next one is timeout. The amount of time in second during which no response means a failed health check, and the default value is 5 seconds. Next one is interval. The approximate amount of time between health checks of an individual target, and the default value is 30. Next one is succeed code, and by default 200 is given. Next one is tag optional. So we are not going to add any tag here. Just click on next. Now next step is we have to register our target. We want to register both the instance 1 and instance 2, that is our server 1 and server 2. You have to just select it and then click on include as a pending below, and you can see here our first server 1 has been added, or we can say registered. You have to select another instance, that is our server 2. You have to just click on include as a pending below. Then you can see here both the server has been registered. Then you have to click on create target group. So we have created one target group which has a name TG1A, and in that we have added two different instances, that is server 1 and server 2. Now our next step is we have to just click on load balancer. Just click on load balancer. Once you click on load balancer, then there will be one option, that is create load balancer. You have to just click on that. Then there will be three options. One is application load balancer, second one is network load balancer, and third one is classic load balancer. We want to create a application load balancer, so you have to just click on that. So the first step, that is a configure load balancer. So here we have to give name. For example, a load balancer 1, load balancer 1, it is nothing but the name of the load balancer. Now next one is scheme. In that we have two options, one is internet facing and second one is internal. So by default it is the internet facing, we are not going to change it. Now next one is IP address type, and by default it is IPv4 given. Now next one is listener. We have two options here, one is HTTP and second one is HTTPS, but the default HTTP is given, so I am not going to change it. Then availability zone. So we have already created our server on different two zones. One is South 1A and second one is South 1B. So both the zone we have to add. Availability zone 1, that is South 1A, and second one is South 1B. In that our both the servers available. So you have to just select it. Then you have to click on next, that is configure security setting. Now again you have to click next, that is configure security group. So we have already created a security group. Among that you can select any. For example, I am selecting our first security group and then click on next. That is our configure routing. Now next step, that is the configure routing. In that first we have to select target group. If no target group available, then we have to create first target group, but we have already created one target group, so that we have to select it. So just select existing target group, and our target group name is TG1A, and this all the value will be automatically available. You have to just check and then click on next. Then you have to register target. We have already registered our both the instance 1 and instance 2, so no need to change. You have to just click on next. Then last step, that is review. You have to just verify all the details and then you have to click on create. Now here you can see that successfully created load balancer, or load balancer is already created. You have to just click on close. And here you can say that our load balancer LB1 is already created, and you have to just verify the stat, that is the provisioning. So we have to wait. Until the stat of our load balancer is active. You have to just refresh it. Still it is a provisioning, so we have to wait. So now you can see the stat is active. It means that our load balancer is now ready. Now you have to just go back and click on target groups. On the target group, you have to just click on name of target group, and here you can see all the details. For example, click on targets. Then you can have a status of both the instance. So you can see the status of both the instance 1 and 2 both are healthy. Whenever the status healthy, it means that our both the instances are now ready, which is available inside the target group, and we have implemented load balancer on both the server. So you have to just click on load balancer again. Now you have to just read the description. Inside the description you have a DNS name. You have to just copy it and paste on any browser, and then press enter. Now you can see here the request has been transferred to server 1, which is available in our availability zone 1A. Now you have to just copy it and paste on another browser or a new tab. So now you can see that server 2 and availability zone, that is 1B. So the first time it was server 1 availability zone 1, and second time it is server 2 availability zone 1B. So it means that it will automatically transfer requests on both the server 1 and server 2. You can just refresh it. So you can see here request has been transferred to server 1, which is available in availability zone 1. You just refresh again. Then it is on server 2 availability zone 1B. It means that our load balancer will automatically balance the load among both the server 1 and server 2. So this is all about how to implement load balancer on AWS. So I hope this video will be useful. So thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you again.